Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I am so excited to come live to you tonight. I am working on something, and it is, yeah, it's very exciting. And I do need assistance from my producer because we're having a situation, and I'm trying to get maybe, possibly, somebody to come with me this evening because we're going to call it Jen and Friends Live and have some exciting people to join me and talk to. And just in case our special guest is not able to arrive, we have a quiz. We're gonna talk about this whole JFK thing. Oh my gosh, because I'm looking over at my other computer where A, there's Colin, and B, there is all kinds of information about JFK that we never had in the past and we have now. Lexa is here. Oh my gosh. And you see my special hand thing because there we go. We can take those off. So excited. Yes, he's here. There is a text here from myself, and I need to copy the link in so that onto the clipboard so I can send it to my special guest. Oh my goodness. I was, yeah, here, I'll show you.
I got it.
So I was hoping that we were going to be able to release our Judge Simpson video to our members this evening because, well, it has been a couple days, but I have somebody. Okay, guys, I also had this. I don't know why this happens. Editing it for me. He is a professional editor from a production company called Edgehog Productions, like hedgehog without the H. Raphael, shout out to you. Mwah. He's amazing, but not quite done yet because he is doing some extra special things. So many. So anyway, we're going to have it come out tomorrow to members. Now, members are going to get the full, basically uncut. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm trying to text my person. Just 1 second. I'm texting while I'm live. That is true. Just in case you have time tonight. Okay. Hold on, Dave. Come here. Can you say hi to everybody? Dave's going to say hi. Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it.
I don't.
Here, you talk to everybody for just a minute.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, she's texting and trying to get somebody to come on, hopefully. We do have a very good show lined up this evening. I think you will enjoy it very much. So, without further ado, hopefully, and countdown in 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. All right.
There we go.
There we go. All right, guys. Okay. So anyway, it's going to be amazing. All of our members always get the full uncut video. Now, when I say uncut, well, here's a question. Lexa, you're a member. Do you want, if there's a little like error in the beginning, that's kind of a blooper, do you want bloopers? I don't know, because I did cut out the blooper. There is one hair. I got it. By Jove, I think I got it. Anyway, so is that something that members want? If it is, hey, Julie, good to see you. Oh my gosh. If not, we'll cut those parts out. But other than that, members get the whole shebang. Now, Everybody else does not, because I'm going to tell you, most videos over 30 minutes on my channel, well, people stop watching about 30 minutes. So what I'm doing is cutting it down to about that for the majority of people. And then for those who want the full thing, if you can join the membership. Or we have a new kind of membership at a new place. You love bloopers. Okay, because I'm not going to lie, I laughed out loud when this happened with the Judge Simpson thing. So I think I'm going to leave it in so you members can see it, because it goes sideways real fast, but we pull it back around. It's okay. So I'll leave it in. Anyway, but this guy, Raphael, who is editing, he's doing a really good job. It's a little different. I'm trying a couple different editors to get your input, because, I'm doing the interviews. I'm asking questions. I'm very happy with this Judge Simpson interview and the way it went. It is amazing. But the way you see it, I want you to see it in the best way possible. Because before, I was putting things out, I'm a podcaster, as I said, I've been saying for the last 10 months. I just have to start embracing the fact I am now a YouTuber. I am, and I am creating videos. I want them to be epic. I want you to look at them and go, wow, that's good. I want to see it again, instead of, wow, Jen, questions were good, kind of quality sucked. Don't want that anymore. So anyway, working on that. And I'll tell you who is the most incredible editor is also my producer, Dave. But he has been working on our new channel videos. Guys, he's been putting some out, and he came up with something that is the male, well, not equivalent, but his own thing, like shower thoughts. I'm not going to lie, I like it a lot. So Dave, if you want to put that channel in there, it's totally different. If you only want to watch court, don't click on that. It's not going to like it. If you want to get to know Dave and Jen and their quirkiness a little bit, then click on that link. We would love it if you subscribed, and I'll tell you why. Because we want to start going live out and about from our little island and share the things that are there with you. So a little bit different than here. What's coming up on the Jen Hardy Show, though, are some kind of fun things. I will be going live from Vegas. What will we be doing live from Vegas? Well, it may be live from the lobby of my hotel and just talking to a bunch of people if I'm alone. If I can get some people to come with me, I'm going to go out on the Vegas Strip, and we are going to ask people questions about court, judges, and the law in Las Vegas, because why not? It is something that you're not going to see in very many other places. And we had a lot of fun when we went live in Madison, Wisconsin, but there weren't a lot of people that wanted to talk there. And I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot of silly people in Vegas that don't have a hard time talking on camera at all. Well, as long as everyone, is okay with being seen on camera, because, the whole what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas thing. But I think I made the thumbnail, what happens in Vegas goes live on the Jen Hardy Show or something like that. We're going to film it. And what else? Well, we have got some, oh, there we go. He put it on there. My watch just told me something. I don't know what it is. I tell you one thing, I need to jump over on Instagram and be able to talk to them too, because my brother was in Instagram last time, and congratulations to Pete, because he just got promoted. And so I just want to do a shout out, because I thought that was pretty cool. He sent me a text. I cannot read it all because I'm live, and I know better, if you know me, reading along with, being on camera. Can't do them both at the same time. But I just want to shout out to him because he's pretty awesome. And that's an exciting thing. And where are we on Instagram? I don't know. Last time I found it, and this time I don't. So here we go. Let's see. Then I will be back. We will have Justin Paperny, who is the gentleman who was in the white collar prison. He will be with me in February. I have got an attorney that is going to come live with me. There is a gentleman that used to be a lawyer that's now a podcaster. We're going to hear his journey. as well as a lady who was an attorney and now is a comedian. So we've got a lot of things covered, the fun things about people. Oh, and potentially someone that used to be a judge that is no longer on the bench. And the great thing that I'm very excited about having her on is because if she is no longer on the bench, she can tell you all the things and answer questions that other people cannot. So that's pretty cool. Um, I am guessing that my moderators are moderating things that I cannot unsee in my chat over here, because once things are over here, they don't leave, and I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, okay, I don't know what's going on with Instagram. If you are on Instagram, I cannot see your chat. So I'm just in the YouTube chat. Jump over here on YouTube. The Jen Hardy Show. Can't miss it. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Because it was cold. I don't know what squirrel. Are you am I squirrel? Am I? Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying not to. I am trying to be better. Colin has called me out and said I need to not squirrel as much. So there we go. Thank you very much. I think that you will like some of our interviews. And there's a Judge Simpson. I'm gonna, yeah, coming out. We are going to premiere the Judge Simpson interview for everybody Saturday night. So that is the day that I'm traveling to Las Vegas. And whether I am able to jump online or not, you all are going to see that at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you tune in, it's going to be really cool. So I think that you'll like it. I've got a great new little intro that just features all of the great things that he says. I'm not going to lie, it's solid gold. It is. I think I told you there's a little AI thing that helps me. It doesn't do it all because we hand pick what they are, but how many of the clips, usually it gives me like 6 clips for an interview. This one gave me like 30. It is incredible. He's amazing. So yeah, and I'm glad you're awesome too, Derek. That's really cool. We got Julie here. So cool. Let's see, Julie. I'm gonna try to do this time thing again. I'm guessing it is 11:30 in the morning on Friday where you are, because you live in the future, which is so cool. All right. So I've got some JFK questions. Clearly I am older, but not old enough to remember JFK. Thank God I'm not quite there yet. But we are going to ask some. Oh, and Alexa, I'm guessing you're saying Horata Simpson. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I just love him. I really do. I liked him before, but he's just amazing. Anyway, okay. So that'll be Saturday. Let's do a question. With these documents being released, I thought it's 12:28. Oh, I was 1 hour off, Julie. Okay, that's just so amazing to me. Julie knows what's happening tomorrow, guys. She's living in tomorrow. And we're living in the past for her, which is so wild to me. All right. She's having a weekend and whatever. And yeah, it's still Thursday. Okay. Or as Judge Boyd calls it, it's Friday Eve here. JFK question of the, look at that. Question number 1. Okay. Now there's a word that is actually what happened to JFK. With President Kennedy. I do not say that word in my slides because, well, there's a whole violence thing here on YouTube. They frown upon the violence. And so I'm not using the A word. You all know what we're talking about, though. And so Pittsburgh, you know what? Go Pittsburgh. And there we go. Welcome to the channel. This is so cool. All right. So who was the official JFK attacker according to the Warren Commission? Now that all these papers are out, and I'm going to give you the link to where you can get all of the papers that were released in a little bit, because goodness gracious, there are a ton. I did not have time to read them all before today, but I plan on reading a lot of them on my trip because I'm going to be taking some long days in airports that I can read things. So I thought we'd stick with the basics. Who was the official attacker according to the Warren Commission, who everyone blamed for, JFK's demise, which was quite horrid. I'm not going to lie. That family had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of great stuff going on, and a lot of bad stuff going on. And they're still in politics doing the thing. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. I'll tell you, when I was at, well, Podfest, as you know that I am prone to say sorry, but when I was at Podfest, I was talking to a guy named Glenn the Geek, and Glenn the Geek sold the first, let's see, privately owned podcast network ever and did pretty well. And Glenn and I were talking, and I said, Glenn, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And Glenn said, no, Jen, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And the reason I'm saying that is Kennedy's. How are they still in politics? Well, because everyone knows that name, Kennedy. Am I right? So, anyway, it's a whole thing. So, Lexa, I know that you know the answer. Dave, I know you know the answer. You all have Google. You all can find the answer. But if anybody wants to put what it is in the chat, there has been some talk that maybe this person either A, did not act alone, or B, wasn't the person at all. Who knows? Anyway, but we may find out when somebody has the time to read through all that paperwork or feeds it into their AI and has chat read it for them and let them know what's going on. So, anyway, any ideas? Also, if you have political opinions in the chat, go for it. As long as you're playing nice with everybody else, you know what? We can all share our opinions, right? I think that that's fair. As long as we're not stepping on other people and being mean, it's all good, I think. So there we go. Fall person. Yeah, Julie, that's right. Oh my gosh. For the first time in history, we have a way to reach every single person in the world on social medias. And also we have to be careful about what we say, which is, kind of limits what we can say, but at the same time, I think it is protective in some ways because you don't have people out there saying all the things that would be bad for children to hear or, inciting things that we don't want incited, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah. So who was accused of the thing? And what was the first thing Lyndon Johnson repealed? Silverback dollar. Seems weird. Okay. BR, you know what? I don't know. And do you know what I love about YouTube? There are so many different kinds of people with so many different kinds of opinions. And I think it's kind of cool, to be honest. I really do. In the past, I have not shared my opinions about anything. I've decided not to be Switzerland anymore, but I'm not going to share, a lot of things that are silly and would be whatever with you because I don't want to, what's the word? Alienate or whatever. Not that my opinions would alienate people, but you know what I mean. LHO. Yes, David is right. It is Lee Harvey Oswald. He was the guy who was accused of that. And JFK, I think he was one of the most loved presidents in his time in all of history. People really, really loved him. And yeah, it was very sad. Very sad, beyond sad. But anyway, all right. Number 2, in what city did the situation take place? Does anyone remember? Well, I don't mean remember as though you had been there, but remember from the news or history or whatever. Also, here's a fun fact for you. Your childhood and that era is going to be a time in history books in the not too distant future. Isn't that so bizarre? It is to me. I don't know. I guess the older we get, the more of our life is in the history books, not our own personal lives, but the era in which we lived, which is fascinating. Julie says Dallas. Anybody else? Does anyone have a different answer than Dallas? And I'm very impressed. Julie is answering, and she does not even live in the U.S. So she's the first one to answer. There's another fun fact for you. We don't study many other countries' history here in the United States, but most other countries do study a lot of the world. We do have a class called World History, but our world history tends to be very, very far in the past. And I think it would be really good for people, I don't know, maybe to learn the not so distant past all over the world. Arlington. Good guess, Michael Crawford. Hardy, you got an answer? Anybody else before we give it? We don't need to go through them too fast because we only have 12 questions and an hour to chit chat. So let's talk Julie, I just saw what you just said. Yeah, you know, there was a lot going on with the Kennedys back in the day, and not a lot of people loved them, a lot of people did, but there were those that were concerned because, that era, the 60s, so many things were changing, weren't they? They were changing so fast. And it's funny because we feel like things are changing so fast here, which they are, but they definitely weren't used to things changing as rapidly as they were. Dallas, Julie said, I swear to Americans don't learn geography either. Let me tell you, Julie, no, a lot of Americans do not learn geography. I do have a daughter who is super into geography. And so we had all these different games. And so we have learned a lot of geography, but no, sadly, it's really not taught. And I mean, people think that Europe is a country and that Africa is a country. It's a whole thing. They do teach it in high school, Mr. Hardy, but because America is okay, it's not even America, the United States of America, because America is a continent, by the way, and other countries in the continent of America are not too happy with us calling our country America when it is many countries. If you didn't know that, it is true. But because our country is so big, and a lot of times we only travel within our own country, most people don't learn where anything else is in the world, and it's very strange. If you've seen those like late night talk shows where they walk around with a microphone and ask geographical questions, people don't know. And Dave is right. The Animaniacs did keep geography cool, and it is a great way to learn a lot about geography. True. It did take place in Dallas. Julie was right. Julie is on the other side of the world, had the first answer. Congratulations. If there were points, you would definitely be winning. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. What else do you guys want to talk about? What else is going on in your world? We've got the Judge Simpson thing coming out, but we're going to talk about that once you've seen it. So, like I said, Saturday night, 9 p.m., it's going to premiere here. Whether I am in an airport, in Vegas, in Florida, doesn't matter. It's coming out. It's going to be preset and done for you because I want you to see it. The day before that, which is tomorrow, Friday, my members are going to get the full version. So the full interview is like 45 minutes long, 47 minutes long. They're going to see the whole thing, including the strange beginning. It's going to make you laugh out loud. Everyone else is going to get about 30 minutes because let's face it, 30 minutes is a really long time for people who are used to watching 20-second shorts, like that. So that's what that one's going to be. And it's going to be fun. Okay. So we know that it took place in Dallas. We know that it was Oswald. The questions are going to get harder as we go on. And I have a feeling I know who's going to get most of the answers. Okay. What year was he? The word is attacked. Well, the other A word. But anyway, yeah. What year was that? It was a year quite a while ago now. Isn't that incredible? Oh my goodness. Tulsi Gabbard, do you think she'll be confirmed? That is a really good question. Hugh, do you think she'll be confirmed? And what do the rest of you think in the chat? Because honestly, I'm just not quite sure. Dave thinks she will. There you go. All right, I've got a question. Let's just throw this on the table. What do you guys think of all the rapid changes that have happened in our country over the last couple of weeks? Curious minds want to know. Yes, Dave, it was in the 60s. There's been a lot of things that have changed very quickly. I believe I've become a libertarian. I think that what's going on the two typical sides of everything is just a lot for me to handle. And I don't know. I'm just going to throw that out there because, All right. So Hugh says 63. Bruce says 64. Julie says 63. Welcome in, Bruce and everybody else. It is 1963. Yes, before I was born. That is wild, isn't it? I mean, that is a very long time ago. Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. We have a son that is named Jonathan, and we call him Jack. And so many people have said, oh my gosh, Jack doesn't come from that. And I'm like, have you heard from Kennedy? Because his name was John. They called him Jack. It's a thing. And that is what we chose to do as well. Because my poor son had very long names. In fact, his name, he had as many syllables as John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That song, yeah, but we called him Jack. Anyway, that's probably too much information. Eric, you like my glasses? Thank you so much. They are Jimmy Choo glasses, which sounds pretentious, except no, because they're from Costco. And let me tell you, you guys should all go buy your glasses from Costco, because I went to the eye doctor and they wanted $600 a pair for them. I bought 3 pairs at Costco and they were all like fancy brand names. And guess what? All 3 together were less than the $600 the eyeglass place wanted. So thank you for the compliment. Some people tell me that my glasses make me look old. That is not true, because I am old. Kevin, yes, he was assassinated in 1963. That's right. And for those of you who are new, I'm not putting that word on my slides because the algorithm is not a fan of that kind of word. It's just a thing, but we all know what we're talking about. Oh, what's the single bullet theory and why is it controversial? This was a good one. I love it. Jimmy Choo makes great glasses and great perfumes. Ooh, I have not smelled the perfumes. I know they make incredible shoes. I will never buy a pair of Jimmy Choo shoes, though, because even at Nordstrom Rack, they were like $1,500, which is crazy. But no, seriously, guys, they were like $150 at Costco. I highly recommend it. Hugh, I voted Democrat for years, and the last time was twice for Obama. Then I couldn't, in good conscience, vote for. Yeah, politics right now. Am I right? I mean, I grew up with a Republican dad and a Democrat mom. I grew up with both sides. We had lots of conversations. It was great. They were feisty and they made you think hard. They were very cerebral. They had friends that ran for office. It didn't matter what side they were on. If they were our friends, we helped them. It was fun. I can't imagine having those conversations and doing those kinds of things today because the world, well, it's a little bit different and it's wild. And things have changed. I feel like on both sides. I used to listen to conservative talk radio and NPR, go back and forth because I wanted to hear, what does everyone have to say? I do want to know what both sides think. But now I want there to be no sides. I want a third side. I want something that is not the fighting. That's just my thought. What do you guys think about that? Are you still the same party? Because I'm looking at Hugh saying, no, I think Hugh saw a difference from one side. Other people are seeing a difference from the other side. Guys, what do you think? I mean, I don't want this to be like some kind of an arguing thing, but like as a gentle, honest conversation. Times they are a-changing. Am I right? I think so. I'm someone from another country seeing things from outside. Trump's doing a great job. I wish he'd get rid of art. Yeah, let me just say something about this. I realize that the word illegal gives it's upsetting to people because yes, people are all people and all people are valid humans. That is true. Unfortunately, when there are a large number of people that aren't in a country legally, and then that way they can't legally contribute to our social systems, but yet take money from the social systems, there is an issue. And so, like, I get that, yeah, there are words that are triggering to some people, but we do have to live in a society where everyone equally contributes and withdraws. If you don't agree with that, I am more than happy to hear what you have to say in the comments. But I don't think that should be one side or the other. I think that's just a financial fact. So, do I think that children and families should be separated? No, I don't think that is ever a good choice. So how do you fix that? I don't know. But that's why I'm not running for one of those offices where I have to make those decisions. So anyway, Hughes lost a lot of friends due to your views. So much for the party of acceptance. Yeah, um, it's really what I think is sad is that we can't be friends with people. Well, I mean, some people don't want to be friends with others who are not of their party. And I just think that's sad because I think that if we have friends that are in different parties and have different viewpoints, it expands our thinking and we may or may not go and subscribe to everything they believe. But can't we still have conversations or talk about something else? There are literally millions of things in the world we could talk about, you know, and yet somehow we land on that. So, anyway, yeah, come through the point. We have lots of friends that have come here from very many different countries, and and I get it though, it's hard and it's money. And a lot of times people are coming here and they don't have the money. And that's part of the reason that they want the opportunity. I tell you what, there are a lot of points to the whole thing. But yeah, it's difficult. It's a very difficult thing. It is. It is. Although I was watching something and I do want to have one of the guys on, actually, one of the ICE guys, because they were talking about, I was listening to him on a what's the word? Interview. And he was saying that they're not just like going and getting a bunch of like family people and children, whatever. They're getting the people that have committed the crimes, which is what goes with this channel, right? People that have committed violent crimes, yeah, should not be on the street, no matter where you're from, no matter what you do. I don't think so. I think, right? I think everyone can agree on that. So there we go with that. Now, single bullet theory, anybody know what it is? Because we're going to go with that. We're going to move on. That's what I think. One bullet went through Kennedy and then hit the governor. Ooh, there we go. What number are we on? We're on 5. All right. That is what, let's see. Bruce, you're amazing. Kevin, I think you give people choices, right? And yeah, there we go. All right. Number 5 is, the answer is the theory that one bullet, yes. Bruce, you were right. That's the one bullet theory. One bullet caused multiple wounds in both Kennedy and Government Connolly. It's controversial because a lot of people think it's physically impossible. And also, isn't it though? Just saying, there's a lot to this whole thing that's very questionable. And yeah, that's the thing. And also, it's dangerous because there are people from other countries that are felons that are coming through. And I think that's the part that concerns me, honestly. Yeah. But let's see what else. What else we got? Who was Jack Ruby and what did he do? Let's get back to Kennedy. We got Jack Kennedy out here. A single bullet theory is one bullet went through every part of his body and then out, then back in. Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Could it have happened? I mean, sure it could have, right? Like a lot of other things. Anyway, what are some great positive things? You know what I would love? You're out there in the chat. Let me know something incredibly good that has happened to you in 2025. Everybody, let's just have a completely positive blowing up of the messages. Can we do this? I would love that. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Oswald, sorry, I got totally silent, but I was reading your comments, and I'm just going to let you all have that discussion in the comments while I encourage you to, yes, keep having this conversation, but also, what's a great thing that's happened to you this year? I will tell you something great that's happened to me this year. Well, a lot of things. I get to be present in 2025, which I never thought was going to happen. pretty incredible. No flying cars like we all thought when I was a kid, but that's okay. Don't really think that's a good idea when you think about it. People can't even stay in the lines on the road. Okay, high speed drilling rights open up in Oklahoma. And if to you that is a fabulous thing, that is awesome. To other people, that is not going to be a fabulous thing. You know what? We all get to say whatever we want to in the comments and be ourselves. Oh, and along that line, and here is something great that happened to me, and it goes with what I'm saying. I was part of a comedy show a couple of weeks ago, and what was really neat is the guy that put it on, Kimbrough, who was on this show, he's coming back in March. He is hysterical, by the way. It was his show, and he said, you know what? These comedians get to say anything they want about anything they want, and you in the audience are going to laugh, and you're not going to get up and walk out, and you're not going to heckle them. You're just going to let people have free speech in the United States of America. And they did. And it was really, really cool. And I liked it. Kind of went with everything we've been talking about, or I've been talking about, and just letting people be people and having us have our own opinions. And it was so much fun. And nobody said anything really rude or upsetting. They just got to feel free, and it was really cool. So anyway, in a land where on the social landscape, you can't always do that. It was really nice. So anyway, and hysterical. Oh my gosh, you guys, these people were so funny. And it was everybody from people who had never done comedy before, all the way to, what is his, Jacoby, who has a thing on Netflix. I got to be on stage with Jacoby, which was really cool. I'm not going to lie. And he's also a really nice guy. So there you go. Anyway, I love that you are all sharing. You know what, Kevin? Can I'm going to share that. Kevin has had an incredible year, and that is really cool. I'm going to put that back down because you might not want that up too much. But you know what? Tell you what, the drugs and alcohol, man, they're rough. They are rough to give up. And I'm very, very excited for you that you are starting over, because that is really cool. 10 hours of community service. Look at that. Toxic, congratulations. That is really, really awesome. See, I like this. I like it a lot. This is good. Hardy, you got a positive thing? Anybody? Lexa, Julie, do you guys have something positive? I know that you do. I feel like this is the year of hope. This is also my year of no bull snark. I can say that word on YouTube and still stay monetized. Yes, it is the year of no bull snark for me. I am not putting up with it. Some people thought they would start bull snarking things with me, and it really made me realize I've had enough of that. How about you guys? So we had to come up with a word and a phrase for the year. That's my word. Kevin, you know what? It is. I agree with you. If you are in the comments and you're not a Christian person, that's okay. Guess what? That's fine. But I tell you what, yeah, we could have a whole conversation about religion and all the things. I don't know if this channel is ready for that, but I'm just going to tell you that, Kevin, I am very excited for you, and that's very cool. Julie, you are alive. That's my positive. You know what? There are days when, we're all here, and that is so cool. Aw. And then I've got this guy who I have to say, I think is my biggest fan. Also, he's my husband and my producer. So, and my editor. He does all the things. He is like just perfect in every way. And so I just have to say thank you, Dave, because I love you too. And see, look at Julie. I was on a podcast. I was guesting on a podcast today, and it's called Cancer and Comedy. Whew, let me tell you what, there's a lot of great comedy on there, and it's a lot of serious stuff. And if you know anyone who is dealing with cancer, or family members that are dealing with someone with cancer, the Cancer and Comedy podcast, I got to say, it's really helpful. So, yeah. There we go. See, toxic, I agree with you. And, they say that even societies that are like completely cordoned off from everyone and they've never talked to anyone, all of them believe in God. So there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something to it. And I get it. If you've been hurt by a church or hurt by people in the church, that will turn you off to God because that's God's representative here. And if they're that horrible, it just makes people think, it must be how God is. And if that's happened to you, I'm really sorry because it's happened to us and it's painful. So there you go. That is just my group apology for Christians everywhere. All right, now the next one. Jack Ruby, what did he do? He did kill Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah, he did not have a chance to go to court or anything. That was, and did he do it? Well, maybe these papers will tell us. Maybe they will. And we'll have to see. Like I said, there's a lot of paperwork. So much to read through. In fact, while we're looking at that question, I can go over it because I've got another computer right here where I had this stuff pulled up. And it doesn't like to open this thing. Let me tell you. All right. I have 2 of this exact same keyboard. And you know what I don't like? It looks dirty. Why does it look dirty? My hands are clean. I don't go outside and go gardening and then come and touch my keyboard. And yet it doesn't look great. And if you know a way to clean that, let me know. Wow, Colin is still going. Colin, all right. He's got a lot of good court today, I guess. Well, that's cool. All right, where is our JFK assassination documents? Let's see. These records. It is 10 kinds of wild. Well, now it's not coming. So National Archives, guys. National Archives, there is a list of all the records if you're interested. Well, Joe does not care. And you know what? That's okay, Joe. You don't have to care. We're just kind of doing this little quiz because the JFK things got released and I thought we would talk about it. We've also been talking about religion and politics, and everyone in the chat is having a really good conversation. So, Joe, you can come in and join us, or you can not come in and join us. And you know what? It's a great thing about YouTube. There are 10,000 things to watch literally every hour. So there we go. Yeah, there you go. All right. Was he a janitor? Bruce, that's Bruce's answer. Anybody else got an answer for what was Lee Harvey Oswald's stated occupation at the Texas Depository? Oh, you know what my answer is? I don't have the full answer. So y'all are going to have to know. And I'm going to go with whatever you guys say. If Bruce says he was a janitor at the depository, because yeah, for some reason, all I wrote down was that he worked there. Well, that doesn't really give you the answer, but guess what? You've all got Google. So Dave can tell me exactly, but I'm pretty sure that Bruce is right because you know, conspiracy says he was placed by the, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of conspiracy things about a lot of things. There was a t-shirt about conspiracy theories. I can't remember what it was, Dave. If you remember what it was, let me know. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You know, I see, Rods. I don't know how educational it is, but I appreciate that. You know, I'm trying over here, trying to keep it both a little bit educational and entertaining and giving everybody a chance to speak their mind, because there are a lot of people out there that don't get a chance to speak their minds to anybody, because the world is a little bit different than it was, I would say, 2019 and before. Don't you think? People are not as open to having conversations as they used to be, especially conversations with people that think differently. And I want to encourage people that think differently to be here and to talk to each other in the thing. George Bush Sr. was a shooter on the grassy knoll. Doug, that's hysterical. I love it. All right, Kevin, crazy fun fact. Kennedy's person shot a warehouse and ran to the theater. Lincoln's when it's a theater and fled to a warehouse. Yeah, how crazy is that? Have you been up where Lincoln was? Because I was. You still see the bullet holes on the building. It's wild. We used to live in Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania. Don't recommend living in that town, but Pennsylvania itself, I'm sure, is a wonderful place. I lived there for like 10 months, and then I went back to Tennessee, where I don't live anymore. There's a lot to that, a lot to unpack. We don't need to talk about it. Okay, Doug, you guys are hysterical. Kennedy had an advisor whose name was Lincoln, and one of Lincoln's advisors' last name was Kennedy. Yeah, there are a lot of weird twists and turns in our politics, aren't there? Books have literally been written on them. Hired there on October 16th as a $1.25 an hour minimum wage order filler. Yeah, I remember when I used to make $3 an hour in the 80s. And Doug, you did. Doug was at JFK's grave. Wow, that's wild. I have not. I've never been there. Consistency in the Warren report was that witnesses at different locations in the depository where Lee Harvey Oswald was, different floors inside the buildings, et cetera. Yeah, toxic trips. It's a lot. I'm really excited that these papers are out. The time has gone past. It's been enough time. Innocent people are not with us any longer. It's time for everyone to know the truth, I think. Maybe it was time to know the truth 60 years ago. But anyway, term limits for Congress. Doug, what do you think? What do you guys think about age limits for Congress and people in politics? Do you think there should be an age limit? Normally, this is a court channel. We've gone political tonight, and that's okay. But what do you think? Should we cap it? Should people who cannot remember what they voted for yesterday be in office? That's a question that I have, because apparently, legitimately, this happens. I'm going to say no. I think that people who are in office should think as clearly or more clearly than I do. And if you've watched this for any amount of time, probably more clearly than I do. Anyway, yes, Doug does think so. Come on. Really. I know there are people, Dave's grandma, she was doing modeling into her 90s. She did dance competitions. She was sharp as a tack. But not everyone in their 90s is. And even she gave up her driver's license of her own volition because she knew that other people were going to judge, and she didn't want to have that situation. Yeah, it breeds corruption being office in 40 years. Yeah, you know what? I think there should be limits. I really do. Let's give some limits for some things. And age of retire. I don't know. I don't think age of retirement necessarily. I mean, do you think so? I don't know. Maybe you do. Do you agree with Dave? Cap it at the age of retirement, which in the United States now is like 68, I think, before you can collect full Social Security. Yeah, maybe 68, maybe 70, maybe even 75. I don't know. Maybe 70. Because yes, I have friends well into their 80s. They're doing phenomenal things. You can do phenomenal things into your 80s. But as I said, not everyone is. So Kevin says weeks before Kennedy's demise, he was getting ready to expose the Illuminati shadow government and NWO. Okay. Interesting. So, and there's another theory right there. If you are watching from Facebook or Instagram, I highly recommend you jump over to YouTube, because there is a lot of conversation going in the chat, and I'm not reading all of it. I'm reading parts of some of it, because there's a lot of words that get flagged, and I don't want to say those words, and I've already said like 10 of them. So, monetization is off for this live stream. But that's okay, because I would rather have a real conversation and have you all having a real conversation than being Switzerland and not talking about anything that's important, as I have been doing since we started. So, I'm having fun with this. I'm glad some of you are having fun with this. You're getting out here, you're talking, and this is awesome. Okay. Doug says, Senator Kennedy is really sharp and old as hell. Well, you know what? I got to say, there's a lot of things that Kennedy says that people don't like, but my kids cannot eat food dyes, and we have all kinds of food allergies. He's all over the food thing, and for that, I give him many points. Guys, you should not let your kids have red 40 or yellow 5 and 6. They do bad things. Did you know that if a food color has a number, it is a known carcinogen. If it just says artificial color, it's artificial color, but the numbers are a symbol of something very bad. When you look at children's food in the United States of America, most of it is made with colors with numbers. Did you know that when we went to Germany, there was a sign on one of the restaurants that says, warning, food imported from the United States of America, not safe for consumption, because they are not allowed to eat our food. All right, that is true. So I like that he's trying to clean up the food. It's very important. So anyway, you know what you're seeing about me? Am I seeing another chat? No, I'm not seeing another chat. But anyway, so let's see. I have missed some of the things because I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry, but the food thing, it's really important to me. It really is because, well, of the things I said. Okay, okay, now for some reason, my own question is covered up by a thing. And I cannot see the question that I have put out there. So now I've got to look it up. Sorry about that. Some of the main criticisms or inconsistencies pointing to critics of the Warren Commission report. Guys, anybody? Anybody? Ooh, I like this, Kevin. Kevin says, we do not need to necessarily question a billionaire who became a politician. Yeah, because you can afford the advertising. But more politicians on their salary who became millionaires. I think that's good. And it kind of goes along with the whole trading thing. We did a whole live stream, Dave and I, on Martha Stewart and her insider trading thing. Oh my goodness. For some reason, back in the day when that happened, number one, I didn't really care. So I didn't pay a lot of attention. I thought she didn't get in a lot of trouble because I think, honestly, the only place I watched anything about it was their Saturday Night Live intro. She did get in a lot of trouble, though, lost a lot of stuff. And I think, there are a lot of people that make money. So anyway. Yeah. What are some of the main criticisms? Okay, I think you guys have listed them. Single bullet theory, witness testimonies, number of shots fired, Oswald's background and connections, so many inconsistencies. We're going to find out all the things. It's going to be so much fun. And maybe I'll do a video on it. Would you guys she did do some time in prison. Toxic trips, I will tell you what I learned doing my research for the live stream. She spent 5 months in a low security women's prison where she taught classes to the inmates. True story. She lost the ability to be president of her company and lost a lot of stuff. Do you know that she only saved herself $200,000 by committing that crime, which for someone with millions of dollars don't understand. Number one, personally, don't understand committing any crime that's going to land me in prison. No, just can't see it for $10 million. But if I'm already a millionaire, why am I taking that chance for 200 grand? I don't know. Would you do it? Let me know. Oh, Jamster. Well, true and sad. Not reading that one out loud, but yeah. Oh, yeah, Dave. HBO special, The Swamp. It was put together, well, by somebody who is now kind of a questionable politician who's no longer a politician, and also somebody from the other side of the fence in politics. What they did talk about was fascinating, but at this point, I cannot recommend that politician or say that I think he's a good guy, because I think a lot of stuff has happened on the surface. Talk about that. Okay. Really, Toxic Trips. I did not know that Judy King is in Orange is the New Black is whatever. Okay, can I say words? Orange is the New Black is based on her. I did not know that. I don't watch Orange is the New Black, but there we go. NC, yes. NC says, yeah, things. Okay. Oh, so are we getting comments? I'm seeing comments from all the platforms then. That's fascinating. Did not realize that. Okay. See, I'm learning new things. And also my thing went dark for a second, and I don't know what that was about. All right. And I guess we could move on. It's 10:10. Guys, I'm supposed to be leaving soon. So let's move on to the next slide, if we will. And Oh. Does anyone know the answer to this question? What is the significance of the okay, now see, it's covering it up again, and I need to look at it to see the word. How do you say this word? Is it Zapruder or Zapruder? That's a good question. Jamster, I appreciate that. I am a strong American woman. That is very true. And okay, look for the documentary on Chancery Hall. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was weird. I totally froze and my thing went dark. I have no idea why that happened, but I'm back. Thank God. It wasn't like the other day. That was bad. I got to edit that out. Yeah, I wasn't there for like 5 minutes. And people stayed, which is absolutely phenomenally incredible. It made me happy. Anyway, yes. So, anyone know what the significance of this film is by chance? Dave says it shows the fatal shot. And Dave would be right. Yeah, it actually shows it. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Because, they were doing live TV then, I believe. Were they not? I think. Yeah. So, anyway, also, I'm just saying, I'm looking at my text just for a minute. I'm looking at my brother's promotion pictures that he sent me. And Pete, if you're listening, very proud. I think it's really cool. You've worked really hard for that. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, you guys got to read the comments. You got to read them because I can't read violent things over here. Like there's a lot of orders. I can't say. I'm not even going to try to edit it out. Just read the comments. Talk to everybody in the comments. That's what the comments are for. I like it. Dave, if you have turned monetization on, you got to turn it back off because we're just having an open conversation here. And I think it's really cool, to be quite honest, but also don't need to have that questioned. Okay, now, last question of the night before we go. And let me just say, what did the JFK Records Act of 1992 mandate? Saturday is going to be the official release to everyone of the Judge Simpson interview. If you have not heard of Judge Cedric Simpson, you need to check him out. He actually went viral, not just on YouTube, but everywhere because he was the one who was doing a Zoom court with somebody, and the guy was in court for driving on a suspended license. And when you're doing Zoom court, you're not supposed to be driving because driving while videotaping yourself is also against the law. The man was driving during his suspended driving hearing, and it went viral on the news. So that's the judge that I'm interviewing. We don't talk about any specific cases, but you're going to just fall in love with this guy. He's amazing. He's incredible. Anyway, so definitely want to turn in Saturday night at 9. I don't normally go live Saturday night and Saturday night, but it's date night, whatever. It's something to watch, something different. I think you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it. Anyway, and if you are a member, you get to see the entire video, and then everyone else is going to see about 30 minutes. That's just how we do it here on the channel because my members get benefits like that. So, yeah, there we go. What did the Records Act of 1992 mandate? Anybody know? Jamster says Trump said you don't want to see the hidden files. Well, okay. Some people do, some people don't. Am I right? Does anyone know what it mandated? Anybody? All right. Anybody? Okay. It is to release all remaining government documents related to the assassination. Really? It mandated to release them. That was in 1992. Did we do it then? No, just a few years later. So anyway, it's been really interesting reading these comments, having you guys here, talking about JFK and all the things. I'm just going to leave you with this. Release the files in 50 years. See, I don't have the whole thing. Okay, somehow my answers got cut off. That's what I get for, using a spreadsheet that I'm not normally used to using. And so I appreciate NC you filling in the missing information that I needed. to the rest of you who answered questions or just had a conversation and who stated things that other people didn't agree with and you didn't all brawl in the comments. I just want to say thank you. That is exactly what we're going for here. You know what? The ability to have discussions and say words to each other. So I just really appreciate um, all of you guys. And Jamster, we can, yeah, I'll check that out for sure. I will definitely check that out. Normally, well, we've never talked politics here, actual politics, and it's been fun to see what you all have to say. Legal fiction, we can't handle the truth. So true for a lot. But just thank you. Thank you all for being civil and wonderful. Thank you, Lexa and Dave, for being my mods. Thank you, all of you who are new, who showed up today and participated. And thank you, Julie, and everyone else who came back. Legal Fiction, you're amazing. I love you all. I don't know if I'll be with you Saturday night, but the Judge Simpson interview will be. And if it's not edited properly, you're going to get to see a lot of it. But it's going to be here. It's going to be here one way or the other because you deserve it. Okay. So thank you. I love you all. And I called a lot of judges' offices today. So we are going to have some new interviews and it is going to be so much fun. So thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to see full interviews, join the membership. It's $2.99. It's no big deal. And yeah, you're amazing. And I love you.